My wife and I talk about this. We're also renovating a house right now
Oh,
ourselves.
nice.
I said, "You know what you should do when you first have kids is you should start a business, you should buy a house, and you should have kids all at the same time because it's not one of those things is stressful."
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I didn't start the firm originally as a CPA firm, so I didn't have my CPA license in 2019. My goal was to do bookkeeping for churches, and so I got my first bookkeeping client in October of 2019, and I feel tremendously blessed by the mentor that I had, who was a CPA firm owner, and a few months before that, I had introduced myself in August, and he said, I basically explained, I want to work with churches, I want to help them with financials. I want to be able to, have good work-life balance. And I have some mentors that are doing this and only working, 20 or 30 hours a week. And he looked at me and said, "Well, what are your credentials like? Do you have any experience? Do you have any education?" I was like, "I have an MBA, but not very much accounting." He says, "Well, no one's going to trust you if you don't either have education or experience." And so a week later, I re enrolled after finishing my master's and got my certificate in accounting so I could sit for the CPA license in 2020.
Okay.
And he said, "If you'll do a tax course, I'll bring you on as an intern in tax season of 2020." So he hired me December 2019. So my consulting business or bookkeeping practice was getting started at the same time he then employed me to also be in tax with him. So, I don't know if it would be I don't think back on it as a nerve-wracking time. We definitely didn't know what was gonna happen or how we were gonna pay for, like, a baby. Um, but I just remember looking at my wife and the big thing we kept telling each other was, "Hey, we obviously got pregnant for a reason. God will open the doors and take care of us, so let's just take one step at a time and He'll provide." I
So
don't know if
good.
my heart and my emotions and mind always aligned with that, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot.
Well, there's two other things that I heard in there, given the timeline. So you also had to study and sit for the CPA exam. It sounds like in the midst of all that, and there was this thing called COVID right around March of 2020 during all of that. So it's like you went beyond the hat trick of stressful situations, and kudos to your wife. Kudos, to that because that's I think every one of those is considered one of the most stressful pieces to go throughout a marriage.
Yeah, my wife has been just an incredible key player in all of this and an
Yeah,
encourager, and she's heard way too many of my late night rants of, "Well, what are we gonna do about this?" or "How are we gonna hire that person?" or "How are we gonna pay for this?" And, she was always the calm in the midst of what felt like a storm, so
it's
shout
good.
out to her.